Recently, there's a lot of affordable Cine lenses on the market. As you may know, I'm a big fan of Cine lenses. This is a set of Cook lens. It's pretty standard, they're about $20,000 each one. Anything below that is considered a budget cinema lens, which is not really that cheap, but it's kinda affordable. This is the 7 Artisan lens. We had 3 of these lenses, 35, 50, and 85. These lenses about $400 each. I won't compare the price to a traditional cinema lens, but I do want to compare the price of renting them. Renting these kind of varies, but the cheap one usually goes about $200 per day. That means for every 2 days you rent a set, you can already buy one of these lenses. So yeah, I kinda use them as a practice tool. One of the most obvious drawbacks of Cine lenses is manual focus. That usually means you need to add 2 rails and a focus puller and a wireless video transmitter, depends on if you want to pull it yourself. That's why you see all the professional sets that have these huge cameras. Usually it's because of those things. You might want to ask, why so much trouble? Why can't I just use autofocus? Yes, you can. But if you want to try to use those Cook and $20,000 lens, you gotta know how to use them. And when you're renting them at 1K per day, you probably want to move a little bit faster. So these lenses give you a great opportunity to practice those small technical details, which can help a lot in a bigger set. See here, I'm putting on rubber gear on my own lens. I'm not gonna use that lens. But when that 1K countdown starts to count, I can just swap that lens out and I'm ready to go. Now, I'm gonna mention some of the small technical deficiency about this lens, but you can check out some other people's review because it's more technical. Biggest problem I have, the color is not the same. There's a very obvious yellow or green tilt in their 35. 50 is their best lens. T-stop is not accurate, but I don't think anyone cares about that too much. But focus breathing is one of the worst I've seen. However, when actually using it, it actually feels pretty nice. The focus fall off is surprisingly not bad. I personally actually liked it a lot. We also noticed when shooting against like a point light, it has this weird star thingy. But when shooting against like a sun, the flare is a little bit of random. Sharpness all around is at best acceptable. It worked out for this shoot because we're aiming for that kind of hazy look. But yeah, overall, if there's one reason I didn't like it that much, it's just not sharp enough. But the color difference in post-production, you can kind of easily fix it, and it's leaning towards those vintage kind of side. Overall, if I were ever to buy one, I'll probably just use it as a practice tool. It's pretty good in terms of smaller passion project and like get a feel of it. I think I had a lot of fun just trying out different stuff. So for like a working professional, I think using a set of these or other cheaper lenses is still a better option than keep using the Sony autofocus lens because it gives you a different perspective. And like I said before, it teaches you the same skill sets that you can easily transfer to bigger sets later on. This is not sponsored, obviously, but if you like it, leave a like. I'd like to be sponsored.